The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ask for Candy, the official podcast for single women over 35. Who I am Candace Harper, lovecoach.com, honey. And I'm coming to you live from the V Club, and it's New Year's! Woo! So we've got some ladies here. We're milling about a little bit. If you've been watching us on social media, you know that we are at the New Year's Eve Visions of Love party. We're getting ready to vision board. And you know, as always, the V Club is a beautiful venue where women can take sex and relationship classes and just personal growth and love and relationships and all that good stuff. And you know, I also teach here too, and I'll tell you a little bit about that, more about that later. But like I said, it is New Year's Eve, and tonight we are celebrating vision boarding and the New Year's Eve Visions of Love party, and we're saying a loving goodbye to 2018 so that we can kick off 2019 facing toward our dreams and radiating pure positive energy. Right, ladies? Woo! So if you're listening to us, you're on Armed Radio, maybe on your smart device, listening in the TuneIn app, or maybe you're in the garden on armedradioglobal.com. We're also on iHeartRadio, so if you have an Alexa, you can ask for Candy, or perhaps you're joining us live here on Facebook. Now, if you stayed in, hi Angela, I see Angela, the people are trickling in on Facebook. If you stayed in your house and decided to vision board along with us, you're in for a treat because we're going to talk about the steps. Come on in, Zaria, come back in, honey. We're going to have people coming in and out, so people are arriving for the party, and we're going to be partying through the night. Right now, we're just getting started with the manifestation, so just know that there will be traffic with the ladies. Those of you who are watching on the Facebook Live, you know how we do. Valentino just joined us. Hi, honey. It's good to see you. So, you know that if you have comments or questions while you're at home working on your vision board, you can definitely comment and question live, or you can call us at 1-800-508-5431, and you'll be on talking to us live. Or if you're shy, you can email us at askforcandypodcast@gmail.com. And like I said, I'm Candace Harper, lovecoach.com. My talent is conversation. My passion is personal growth. And my purpose is to teach and inspire radical self-acceptance in myself and others so that we can all have our best possible love life. And so tonight, the theme of our vision boarding and the theme of our manifestation for 2019 is love, visions of love. Angela says, hi, Candace Harper. Hi, Angela. I don't know. Do you guys like my glasses? Angela, give me a thumbs up if you like the glasses. Give me some likes. Tonight I have Zaria, I have Amy, I have Elizabeth, and Jamie's letting people in the door. I have a couple people who didn't want to be on camera, and that's totally fine. They're going to participate from the sidelines, and people are trickling in. So we're going to start out with this whole idea of vision boarding and what we know about vision boarding and manifestation and all of that. And what I want to know is who in the group who wants to be on, wants to say what they feel about manifestation, what they know about vision boarding, and what's on their mind as we endeavor into this journey together. Does anybody have anything they want to say about it? Elizabeth, Amy, Zaria? They're like, we weren't prepared for a question. I see Giselle. Hi, Giselle. I know you guys are working on yours at home, Giselle, so you let us know how it's going for you. We're going to start talking about the steps in a second. We're just sharing how we feel about it. I can tell you for me, I know that like a lot of people are skeptical of the vision board idea, right? They're like, oh, big deal. You put some pictures together. What does that mean? But if you're like me and you subscribe to the law of attraction, you know that vision boarding is all about supporting your feeling good about what you want to manifest. It's not about like, trying to control it or anything like that. It's about clarity of vision. It's about supporting the clarity of your vision, and it's about being able to see it so that you can feel it and you can get into your emotions about it. Here's Jamie. Hi, Jamie.
Hey, happy New Year.
Right? Jamie's always with me. Jamie, do you want to share anything about vision boarding, your thoughts about it?
Oh, I love vision boarding. I'm such a vision board geek.
Yeah.
love to vision board, especially at this time of year. I've done other vision boarding parties at home.
Yeah.
They always manifest whatever it is I'm envisioning. And I've done them a couple different ways, and I'm excited to see how Candace will teach us to do them tonight. And yeah, I think they really work.
Cool. Awesome. I feel like that too. Like, I feel like the times that I have done them and actually gotten really intentional with them, then, things have manifested. And as we're going along, I'll think of the little anecdotes, and hopefully you guys will think of some anecdotes too. Hi there. We have someone new. What's your name, my love?
Megwin.
Megwin. Gorgeous Megwin is here. We want to get Megwin. Megwin, do you want to be on camera? You don't have to be. We're on Facebook Live. Well, you're welcome to scoot on in because you're very beautiful, Megwin. We'd love to share you. So, okay, we should get started with what are the actual steps. So what I'm talking about is sort of a high level intentionality as far as how you approach your vision board. And I tend to be someone who approaches things in a very structured, committed way. But within the structure that we're going to create, you can have creativity. I want you guys to really feel like you can use the structure if you want to. You can go off the rails if you want to, because it's your vision board. But within the structure, if you try using it with the structure, whatever you can create within that, or how it comes together for you visually, is what's most important. What resonates with you, what feels good. So the very first step, our theme tonight is Visions of Love. We're all about manifesting love tonight. However, if there's something else you want to manifest for 2019, I want you to just take a moment, get centered about it, and really get clear about specifically what area of money. Money. Suzanne off camera says, money, honey. She gave me the making it rain symbol. So if you want to make yours about money, you can use these steps if you want to do that. What I just want you to do is just take a moment to take a deep breath. And just get really clear about what it is, what topic specifically you want to manifest around. And this is the general topic. So it could be money, it could be love, it could be career, it could be family, just a general topic that you're going to be really intentional around tonight for this vision board. Take another deep breath. And you at home, you got to be taking a deep breath too. Now, what I want you to do is, if you're at home, I want you to get a piece of paper. This is going to be your planner piece of paper, the first piece of paper. And have a pen or a marker. And at the very top of it, I just want you to put the general area that you want to manifest in. So I wrote love on the top of mine. This is your general area at the top, our intentional vision board. Also, be mindful of whether you want it to be portrait or landscape. That portrait or landscape. So if you want it to be landscape, you want to put it on the top of the fat side, right? And if you want it to be portrait, you want to put it on the top of because that's what's going to sort of inform how you do your board.
I've never done a vision board before.
Really? I love it, Zaria. Zaria is a vision board virgin.
I am.
I see Joseph joined us, and Hayam joined us, and Olawabumi. Sorry if I mess up your name, but it's a beautiful name. Thank you for joining us. Those of you who have a piece of paper, your general area that you want to manifest in. Does everybody have their general area?
Yes.
Got it? Okay, so now after you have your general area, I want you to write a big plus sign in the middle of your paper, so you have 4 quadrants like this. This is just your planning sheet. This is not your actual board. You want to have 4 quadrants on your paper. Everybody at home, make your 4 quadrants. All right, so now we're going to go even deeper, because within these 4 quadrants, we're going to come up with, subtopics that have to do with whatever it is you want to manifest. So like Suzanne suggested, money. So around money, it might be organization, it might be abundance, it might be investment, all the different subtitles of things that are important to you around your main topic. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, so like for me, love, one could be sex and intimacy, one could be family relationships, one could be, I don't know, what do you think, Jamie?
Self-love?
Self-love, yes, exactly. And if you guys come up with any and you want to just toss them out there and share them. So I'm going to put in my first quadrant, sex and intimacy. And in my second quadrant, I'm going to put romance. And in my third quadrant, I'm going to put adventure. And in the fourth one, I think I'm going to put ease. So whatever resonates with you, whatever you feel inspired to make your sort of subtopics around whatever your general intention is. Is everybody clear on that? Mm-hmm. Does anybody have anything they want to share so far? Like, is anybody getting stuck? Are they like coming up with a load of things? They have way more than 4?
I think I might have way more than 4, but I just wrote down my 4.
Okay, so those are the 4 big ones.
These are 4 big ones, but I feel like there's another big one.
Okay, so if you have more than 4, you actually can do as many sections as you want to. But if you have more than 4, for the purpose of this, just think in terms of which 4 are really resonating with you. Where, like, if you know you could sort of visualize something for that particular topic, just pick those 4 that really stand out for you. Yeah. Okay. So once you have your 4, we're gonna take it just even a little bit further. Within each quadrant, I want you to come up with little mini topics that have to do with each of the different things. So, for mine, I kind of like put myself in a little bit of a hole here because now I got to come up with topics for sex and intimacy on the podcast. So for mine, around love with sex and intimacy, some of the subtopics might be body confidence.
That's good.
Right? Sharing communication. Right? Maybe if I go to my romance quadrant, I might come up with some other subtitles like, I don't know. I guess, like, what do you think of when you think of romance, Jamie?
Sensuality.
Sensuality. Should I put that in? I feel like
Eros.
I should. Eros. I like that. Time together. I see Robbie Stamper joined. And you guys at home, like, if you guys come up with any, or you can tell us what your general topic is if you want to share it, and then what other subtopics you come up with around your general topics. Right? Oh, Giselle just said connection. Hopefully you guys that are listening out on the audio too, you're working along with us. This is an intense quiet group. Everybody's serious about their
It is serious.
All right? Serious about their boards. And be prepared, ladies, because I want you to share. Like, we're going to have a moment where we're sharing about, obviously, if you don't want to tell your personal business, you don't have to. But I do want you to share about what you're coming up with and, what's resonating with you and stuff. We're on a podcast. The people want to know. And they're out there feeling the same way that you are if they're actually following along with us, right? So if you have any questions, we have a new arrival. Hi. And then David just arrived on the Facebook Live. We have somebody ringing the bell. We're going to have people ringing the bell throughout the hour, people. So just, be prepared for that. We're getting ready for a 2019 celebration. So exactly. So who wants to share so far? Who wants to share so far about their quadrants and what they're coming up with? You want to share, Suzanne? Yay!
So my overall theme is success.
Okay.
So my quadrants is a successful launch for my company.
Okay.
Love, health, and I want to be famous.
Love it. Go ahead, girl. So what are some of your sub things?
So for love, I put romance connection. Famous, I put web series. I'm going to put Netflix on there.
Mm-hmm.
Health, I don't want to be in any more pain.
Okay.
On my body.
Okay.
And I want to launch my company with 8,000 backers on my crowdfunding campaign.
Love it.
Ooh.
I absolutely love it. Very clear, very concise. Now, here's the thing about that. It's when we're going to look for images, that moves us into the next sort of, step that we're doing. When we go to look for images, what those words that she came up with and the descriptions that she came up with are going to do is be the inspiration. She already found it's your moment. And I want to show these, Suzanne. Suzanne doesn't want to be on. Suzanne, you want to be famous, but you don't want to be on camera?
That's right.
All right. Zoe, can you grab? So Suzanne already found for the Facebook Live, Robert Collins. Hi, Bobby Collins. He says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Suzanne already found Power, and she found It's Your Moment. So these are like, when we're going through our magazines, when we use these words that we come up with, and you can generate as many as you want as far as your descriptive words for each general topic. What these words will do is inspire exactly what you've decided you desire. And so when you're looking for a visual to match that, you're actually taking it out of your sort of, your mind and your subconscious and all of that, and you're putting it in reality. So that's part of how this whole manifestation thing works. Go ahead and give that back to Suzanne. Does anybody else want to share theirs? How are we doing? How are you doing over there, Amy? I see you have like a full-on, you have like a scratch pad.
Well, I wasn't ready to commit to this paper.
Okay. Well, you're going to get another paper for your actual.
I still needed to work it out first. I
Okay.
have one quadrant that I'm not sure what I want to do with, but I picked my topic of the vision board to be focus and commitment.
Okay.
And I often refer to that for myself as my compass.
Yeah.
Like, where's my north? Picking my north.
Okay.
So I have one area is around self-care and adulting, like taking good care of myself.
Yeah.
One is around business and money.
Okay.
And one is around deepening friendships.
Okay.
And then I'm like, what is this last thing that I want to point? I mean, I definitely would love to call in a romantic relationship.
Okay.
It feels like I'm very clear that focusing on these other three things will be the cause of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know that I actually want to focus energy towards it as much as focusing energy in these other places, knowing that will draw in, like, love from outside will come from focusing on my love inside.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I might even just like leave it open to represent that.
Like a miscellaneous quadrant.
No, like room for love to show
Gotcha.
up.
Gotcha. Okay, I get that. Well, here's the thing about it. It's all about what resonates with you and your creativity. The way that I sort of view that sort of thing is, if I'm not wanting to name it, there's some resistance a little bit. If I'm not wanting to go ahead and just call it what it is and just be in it, there's a little part of me that's like either a little afraid of it or doesn't believe it or, whatever. And it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong, because it's not about having to or not having to. It's about knowing when you're ready to really manifest, and that you're clear that that's what it is, that it's important. Right? And you'll know when you are. Does anybody else want to share? What's going on, Elizabeth, back there? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Mine is self-thriving, which is, I don't know exactly.
Are you judging it? That's another thing for you at home. Sorry, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Don't judge it. Like, if you desire something and it comes up, and that's what comes up for you, and that's what you feel compelled to go ahead and put down there, don't judge it. Just go with it. Go ahead, Elizabeth. I'm sorry, I'm using you for the
first
people.
area is work. I've been freelancing, so just more sort of steady and ample. The second one is environment and sanctuary. I want my environment to be
Yes.
sanctuary, and I find that it's very much like a railroad station.
Okay.
Sex and intimacy. I want regular sex and regular, like, just touching, like hand holding, and person that I'm physically in contact.
Yeah.
And then the other one is the future. I want that to be sort of, the partnership and the work and everything.
Yeah.
It all sort of has.
Yeah. Okay. I love it. Do you have any extra words that you've come up with each quadrant that you want to share? Or are you still in the process of that?
I think I kind of thrown out there. I haven't really done like extra words.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So Robert Collins on the Facebook Live says, I have been experiencing transformation all around me and in everything I do. It's a feeling that feels so natural. That's awesome, Bobby. Amazing. I have been trying to shine so much light and love onto her, but she's not getting it. But I have been seeing the gears turning. Oh, so Robert, are you doing your vision board around your relationship? You can totally answer that on the live. And if you are, that's perfectly fine too. So whatever you want to manifest, whatever you want to generate, as far as that's concerned. And as far as her not getting it, this vision board is all about what you are bringing and what you are creating. So we know that we can only control ourselves. We can only control what we bring to the situation. So for our vision board, what you can envision is being exactly what you want to show up in the relationship. And she may not get it. If she doesn't get it, ultimately, then she is not aligned with what you are up to. But the reason we do vision boards is so that we can get super, super clear and, know what we're getting aligned to as far as being purposeful about what we want. And don't let it scare you, because by getting clear and working on your own clarity and just knowing what you want, you might inspire her to also do that, and she will ultimately get it, like you say. That's without me knowing any of the details of what you're talking about. Does anybody else want to share?
I would like
You want to share? Oh, we have someone new. What's your name, my
I'll
love?
share off camera.
You want to share off camera? Can I say your name?
Oh yeah, my name is Sarah.
Sarah, yay, Sarah's here. Sarah, since you're sharing off camera, like Suzanne, you got to speak up really loud because the mic is over here in the middle.
Well, I'll move closer.
Okay. Oh, and Robert says, okay, wow, thank you, Candace. You're welcome, honey. All right, here's Sarah.
So my intention is love and connection,
Okay.
and my categories are art, romance and partnership,
Okay.
self, and spirituality. So in art, I've been doing a year-long art project called The Art of Self-Care. So I have the Art of Self-Care Year 2, a layering of self and reflection. And then I have art show and collaborations.
Okay.
In romance and partnership, I have authenticity, openness, mutuality, passion, desire, deep honesty, and deep yeses and nos.
Okay.
For self, thank you. I have nurturing my body, grounded practices of care, tea, swimming, strength training, morning and evening rituals of care, connecting to water, tracking dreams, and embracing the sacredness of solitude.
Oh, wow.
And in spirituality, I have learning from my mom, learning to create sacred space, rituals, altar making, connection to nature, sacred song, deepening my connection to the four directions, and connecting to Jewish community and embodying Yiddishkeit.
Oh, wow. Sarah, do you mind if I show your paper?
No.
That was awesome. So here's what, right? I love how Sarah jumped in and she got really, really clear. Now, here's the thing. There's not a right and wrong how to do this. It's not class. It's not like we're getting graded on this. But the more clear we get, the more we're just really intentional, the more that we just call it what it is, just the more inspired we will be as we're looking for, the pictures and things like that are going to represent our visualization and represent what we want. It's all about clarity and the willingness to jump in. Thank you, Sarah, for sharing and being willing to jump in. Speaking of being willing to jump in, hi, we have new people. Hi, ladies. Beautiful ladies have joined us. Grab some paper. You guys have some paper and magazines. So what we're doing, just a quick recap, we're on the podcast. There's an audio that's listening. We have some people listening live. I see Nini and Rory just joined us. Right now, what we're doing for our new ladies is we're coming up with a general topic, whatever it is, whether it's love, money. Love is the theme of the night, but Suzanne did money. If you want to do your life or whatever, can be your top topic. And then you're going to come up with 4 subtopics around whatever that is. And you're going to title each quadrant by those subtopics. And then you're going to come up with descriptive words for the different aspects of those subtopics in your quadrant. And just as many as you want to. Don't limit yourself. This is just the planning paper. This is not the actual board. You're just planning your board. So Zaria, you wanted to share. What did you want to share, my love?
Ooh, okay. So my topic was discipline.
Okay.
I wrote down discipline because I know that strengthening that will help me throughout all 4 areas.
Yeah.
And my 4 areas are simple. It's fitness, faith, self-love, and study.
Okay.
And I wrote those down because I know that with studying first, which is my first quadrant over here, studying culture, studying other people and who they are, and studying history will allow me to be a better critical thinker, which will also allow me to empathize with others a lot better. So
yeah.
And then that leads to me giving back to the community in a way that where I'm giving what people need and not really making it all about myself because I have the knowledge behind it to do so. And then there's fitness. That's like eating healthier and like journaling and tracking that, and like my physical therapy, so that I'm like strong enough to like dance and do other things that I want to do.
Yeah.
And then there's faith, which is like just me strengthening my meditation, taking action with whatever like I put forward with my faith, and studying, which will allow me to be stronger in my faith.
I love it.
And then there's self-love. So like, you know, bubble baths and spas and applauding myself and internal and external motivation and stuff like that. So that's where I'm at.
I love it. That's it. Exactly. It's all about that clarity. Hi, Brian, who just joined us. Robert said, yep, that's what I've been doing. I'm trying to get her on my frequency. Well, stop trying to do that. Just stay on your frequency. She'll get there. Anyway, thank you, Zaria. That was fantastic. So this is the key, everybody. It's just all about, you know, just finding that clarity and just being willing to jump in and come up with as much description as you can. Because then in your next step, which, let's see if we have a magazine, we have like Jamie was kind enough to go around the city of Manhattan and make sure that we are well supplied with magazines. Hi, Brian. Hi, Wally. And so what you do next is you get out your magazine. And now that you have your planning map, which is going to tell you exactly the areas that you really want to focus on and tell you what's been sort of maybe milling around in your desires that you haven't spoken, that you haven't put in reality, that you haven't written down. Now you just have inspiration for visual, you know, like for example, one of mine is romance. Let me see if I can find something romantic up in here. Oh, look, there's some perfume. I might put some perfume or something. I might want someone to buy me some perfume or just smell good. And the word flirty. See, perfect. I just turned to that. That's the idea. And, you know, you just want to really get into your clarity space and start finding some images. Does anybody have any images? The ladies have already started finding images that they want to share. Dead air. Huh? No images yet, Megwin?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I filled up my board.
Oh, that's cool. You filled up yours with your planning, right?
Yeah.
Elizabeth, how are you doing with images?
I'm doing okay. I got more words than images.
Okay. So Jamie, did you want to share yours too, what your quadrants are? I know you've been walking back and forth, opening the door. You're like, I haven't even had time to work on mine. I've been opening the door.
I got him.
Okay.
So my general theme this year is going to be becoming more aligned with my power and my purpose.
Uh-huh.
And so I want to do that in the areas of finance, my femininity, sensuality. I also want to boost my spirituality and my spiritual practices. Mm-hmm. And finally, crystallize my career a bit more.
I gotcha. So those are your 4 quadrants?
Yes.
If I put you on the spot, can you think of some other, like some within one of the quadrants, what are some words that come up for you?
Right.
It's hard when you're on the spot.
Yeah. So I was I didn't get to think about like subtopics, right?
Yeah. Or even like, you know, when you're thinking of the subtopics, you can also be thinking like just what inspiring words just come up as you're looking at the different quadrants. So if you're looking at spirituality, like what automatically resonates with you? You know, for some people that's going to church more, for some people that's meditating more, for some people, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, is there anything?
Meditation, community, yoga.
Awesome. Hi, Kathy. Hi, honey. Did you get your piece of paper? So you got to get your piece of paper. We got the people listening at home, and we have the people on the Facebook Live who are joining us, and they're also vision boarding with us. So this is your planning piece of paper. Okay. The idea here is you're going to come up with what you're manifesting around tonight. The theme tonight is love, but you can choose anything as your main topic, and then you're going to break the paper into 4 quadrants and put 4 different topics, and then you're going to come up with whatever words, inspirations behind each of those topics, and just put it on your planning sheet.
I like yours.
Well, mine's a start.
A jumping off point.
Right? Exactly. So for those of you, is there anybody else who wants to share their quadrants? Hi there. What's your name?
Maya.
Hi, Maya. I know people are trickling in. It's a party, people. We're going to be partying right after we get off this podcast. We're just going to go wild, right? We're going to vision board ourselves into 2019.
Wild.
Does anybody else have a planning sheet that they want to share?
I know since we're only looking for pictures, so I keep talking. So what I'm focusing on is manifestation.
Okay.
And I have 4 quadrants: purpose, love, sexuality, and magic.
Love it.
So under purpose, I'm writing, continued programming I'm doing, the comedy writing, and self-expression, which is a big part of my purpose. Under love, deep self-love, vulnerability, open-heartedness, and oneness.
Okay.
Under magic, I have synchronicity, miracles, faith, trust, divine guidance, and serving the ways. And then sexuality, I'm not yet done with, but I did take a class here last week, so I'm starting to manifest that already.
Right?
So I have freedom.
Okay.
That's something that sexuality has never really felt like before for me.
Yeah.
Embracing the goddess energy.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it's continued education, which is very empowering for women.
Yeah.
Understanding my anatomy and the male anatomy, and embracing this new energy for me because I'm newly single.
Woo! Go ahead, girl. We love that. That's like a clean slate, right? Right? So Robert says, this may sound silly, but are you ascending? It doesn't sound silly. He says all of this sounds like ascension. Well, I don't know if that is a specific, if that's a specific program that you're talking about, that it's labeled as ascension. I mean, it's always about growth, I think. We're always in the space of wanting to grow, ascend, transform. Yeah, I mean, tell us, Robert, if this is from a specific program that you're referring to as far as ascension is concerned.
I think it's interesting that he said that, and I have the word ascendant right.
Whoa! That's some mind magic going on right there. That's a beautiful picture too.
He grabbed that right from here.
Right. So then, here, after you have your planning sheet completely done, and you've inspired yourself with all the possible, and let it be a brain dump. I mean, really, just whatever you come up with, whatever comes to mind, whatever resonates with you, and then you get to go through and like Zari was already doing, is tear out the different pictures and cut out the different pictures. And what I would suggest too is do not limit yourself creatively. Right? You want to make it as true to you, as authentic to how you visualize, what looks good to you, what would be appealing if you're looking at it every day, as you possibly can, and just love it and enjoy the process. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, how about you, Jamie?
Well, gosh, I'm really into this stuff. So I wanted to mention Mind Movies again because I paid for the software for Mind Movies.
Did you?
Did you?
You did it a long time ago?
I never made my mind movie.
I know. So that's my problem. So I'm kind of wanting to get my money back on that because I think that actually making vision boards like we are tonight is more powerful for me because I'm using my hands and I'm all engaged like that. And I'm tired of looking at screens anyway, so the Mind Movie thing is just another screen activity. So it's not really speaking to me, but it might speak to you. The other thing is you can make your own Mind Movies on your own. You don't need the software. That's what I learned.
Right, iMovie.
But yeah, I wanted to share a little anecdote. I went a couple years ago with my friend Sarah, who's here. I went to a New Year's Eve gathering at some kind of like New Age church. I don't know if it was Science of Mind or I can't remember. Was it? Okay, so we went and we were like strangers to the community. They were so welcoming, and the minister led us all in a letter writing activity where we wrote a letter to ourselves about what our lives were like in the future.
I love that.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
It was so cool. And what he did was he asked us to, write everything in the present and really dream big and be very specific. So I went through some areas of my life and named, specific amount of money I wanted to start making, and I wrote all about my soulmate that I wanted to meet. And how, lots of details, like we laugh a lot together and stuff like that. And what happened was the minister had us bring a self-addressed stamped envelope, and he collected all of our letters for us. And he said, I promise to mail these to you next November.
Wow.
And you can open them and see what has manifested.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that was really powerful. In fact, I'm getting married to my soulmate next month. So, yeah. And I literally met him 22 days later.
Wow.
After I wrote that letter.
Yeah.
Writing paper, Drew?
You want to write a letter?
Plenty of paper.
Right? I want to ask you about Jamie. So when he had you mail the letter, or he mailed the letter to you, what did you say, was 7 months later?
11 months.
11 months later. Because I'm a big believer in, like, so one of the things about when we complete our boards, it's that balance between, you know, you get really clear, but then you have to unattach yourself, right? Like, you have to be able to just be in that space of faith that it's going to happen in its time, and that that it's going to manifest, that it's going to appear, without trying to control the mechanism and be in the steps. Do you feel like, because it sounds like what he did really supported the idea of not being in the steps, not feeling like you have to, like, every single step of it try to force it to happen. Do you feel like it was a support for that?
I think, and then the action of sealing the envelope and releasing it to him.
Yeah.
And then we did a really beautiful, like, closing circle to kind of seal it off.
Yeah.
And we sang in this circle. And did we also burn something, Sarah?
Yeah.
Like, we wrote a list.
We wrote things out to burn, and we went out and burned them in a fire.
Yeah, we wrote things down we wanted to release
From
the previous year, and then we went outside and actually, we burnt them in a big fire pit, and it was really powerful. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love this kind of stuff. It works.
It's awesome because that's such an important component to all of this. It's like, you don't want to get, especially for those of us, I mean, I'm someone who control was a big theme of my adult life, right? Mm-hmm. So you definitely don't want to get, like, mired in the details of being the one who's going to actually move all of this. And also thinking that you have to do it by yourself, which is why we're vision boarding as a group, which is why that community probably worked really well, because it's really about the collective. It's like what we know to do and what we can do is so limited compared to what's possible for us when we work in community. And it's very powerful, all these women here manifesting and dreaming and envisioning and being willing to let go.
Let go.
Right?
Yes.
Let go of control.
Something really helpful.
Tell us, Megwin.
Station thing that I have to say, I've been using this
Yeah.
and it has been working.
Yeah.
And she said that, like, on the higher level, that whenever you send a prayer out or whenever you want to manifest something, you should always say, "or for the highest good."
I love that. Yeah.
When you do that, when you ask for anything, you send it out. It can even be a prayer. It can even be something good for someone else.
Yeah.
But she was saying that person maybe is going through something because it's for their soul evolution.
Yes.
And that actually it's important to always focus on the highest good, because the source knows what's right for you. And once I started doing that, it just felt like the energy of manifestation just accelerated, like crazy for me in my life. And what I realized is it was maybe more about my ability to tap in became more clear.
Totally.
Not so, because I was like, I'm not doing all this, Source is doing it.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like able to maybe tune in a little bit better.
Absolutely.
Without having all the attachment. So.
Yeah. Not to mention, not having the attachment gets rid of a lot of stress, don't you think, Megwin?
Oh.
Like, I feel like so many times, especially as New Yorkers, I feel like a lot of times I always say we're in survival mode.
Yeah.
And we're stressed out about everything that we feel like we need to control. And just being able to give that up, right? Yeah. Don't you think?
Yeah, but the worst is the survival, when you're really just thinking about the bare necessities. What you really should be doing is imagining every day what's possible.
Yeah.
And living, even if we're surviving, like living in the spirit of the imagination.
Right? And the spirit of that it's already happened.
Yeah.
It's like one of the hardest things. I think it's a big challenge, but it just transforms everything.
Yeah, I think you have to feel the feelings, because that's what raises our vibration. so that the message is transmitted, where's the camera? Transmitted further and further. And I think so. Also, while you're envisioning, you should feel the feelings, what that's going to feel like when you have that desire answered.
Absolutely. And this is what the boards help to do. So, when we have this kind of clarity with our board, it's like, it's exactly what it's there for you to do, is to get into those feelings and get into that, knowing that it's already there, knowing that you put it into reality, and get into your emotions, because the universe loves your faithful emotions, right?
Oh, yeah.
So Robert says, these are our trials and tribulations we must go through to become stronger during transformation. Absolutely. Hi, Brandon, who joined us. The ladies are getting so intense that they're chatting in the background. They're like so excited about it. It's good.
So all the men who are tuning in, why didn't you come here?
Right?
You're invited.
Right. I know a lot of them don't live in New York. Robert says, I feel every negative feeling so clear now. Well, I don't know what you mean when you say that, Robert. Are you feeling your negative feelings, or are you just like, when they come up, you're very aware of them? Because I think that's a good distinction to make, right? Because you don't want to be like sitting in your negative feelings. Are you sitting them? You're feeling them. You know they're coming, and you're aware, and you're able to be conscious of them. That's the key, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Robert. So do you mean that when you experience a negative, let's see, you're saying from others? From others. Okay. I was wondering, Robert, do you mean when you feel a negative feeling from others, or if it's coming up in yourself, you feel them fully and then release, and that makes you feel better? Or can you talk about that more?
Share that with us, Robert. I see D'Angelo came in. We'll give Robert time to share. Where'd Kathy go? There's Kathy. How we doing, Kathy? Did you get your planning sheet together? So we're gonna, everybody in their own time. It is a journey. It's not, for putting pressure on yourself, or trying to be perfect, or trying to get the A in the class, or anything like that. It really is about what resonates with you, what feels good, and what causes those emotions that are inspired by your desires, right?
Right.
Our deepest desires. Yeah. Does anybody else want to share where they're at and how they're doing? I hear ladies talking, so I know you have some feelings coming up, some thoughts. What do you want to say to you? What's this?
This is badass body confidence.
This is perfect for my sex and intimacy quadrant. Badass body confidence. Yes, honey. I'll be naked all the time. I love it. By Brooke Shields, nonetheless, who I love and adore. That's fantastic. How are you guys doing in the back? I don't want to miss anybody. Sarah, how's it going?
Good. I'm just looking for images.
Do you have tons of images based on all the clarity in your planner?
Not yet.
No?
I have some.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's fantastic.
I actually have something to offer up.
Okay.
I know that everybody, or a lot of people, have finance goals.
Oh, I'll take it.
And let me read it.
I'll take it.
Find that. Hold on. It's here. It's a picture that says these pumps won't pay for themselves. And I think it's so cute.
That's awesome. Who wants that? Who's working on finance? Those pumps won't pay for themselves.
That doesn't inspire me.
Doesn't inspire
No.
you?
No, but I'm glad, like, someone else is gonna love it.
Right.
It's not mine.
You know why this inspires me? Because I vowed not to wear any heels until I got a new car.
Okay.
I've gone through so
That's
many
adorable.
heels, not driving.
Yeah.
So this is
okay. You keep that one.
There's two of them, though.
Is there?
There's
Okay.
two.
Because you ruin heels when you drive cars.
No, when I walk. Like, you walk 12 hours a day in heels, they go.
They wear down.
They wear down.
The fact that you can walk 12 hours a day in heels is the miraculous part.
You gotta find the right shoe. I don't believe in all of them, but some of them are the right ones.
Well, ladies, our podcast hour is almost up.
Oh,
we
wow.
only have 14 minutes left. Is there anything that anybody wants to share or talk about? Or I know we have Amy Silverman here, who is from the Movement Connection, and she's going to be doing a connective movement thing with us a little bit later on in the midst of all of our festivities. And I would love for Amy to plug her company a little bit and talk about what she does.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so the Connection movement is committed to reviving our sense of shared humanity in the world, and we do that through communication training and workshops and experiences that basically help inspire us and give us the tools so that we can have better relationships in all settings. So in our social lives, in our romantic lives, in our family lives, in our business lives. And so we do workshops, we do some online as well. We're mainly based in New York. But growing, and also go into businesses and communities like churches or synagogues, or we work with an architecture firm, help build a culture of authenticity, vulnerable communication, and connection.
Right, and it sounds like relatedness, which we all need so much more of. We're all in front of our computer screens all the time.
And we need to be. We want connection, and then maybe get stuck in old patterns that we learned from our parents or friends or teachers or exes that have us feel less connected even though we're in connection.
Right.
That there's like something missing, and I think that's what has us like going on our phones, or we're eating, or numbing out in front of the TV. So sometimes it's just a question of knowing how to more deeply relate rather than who you're relating with. I mean, it's not always that's not always the problem. It may just be how.
So how can we get in touch with you and find you and do what you do and get into your whole movement?
Thank you. So it's theconnectionmovement.com. And also, especially for those of you who are far away, but even those here in New York, of course, you're invited also to check out connectioncamp.com, which is a 4-day, 3-night adult sleepaway camp. Where you get to
that sounds like fun.
You get to jump right in to living for these 4 days and 3 nights in community from your true self.
Oh, wow.
As your true self, and be seen and met and heard and celebrated in community. And we have like 40 workshops and 25 one-on-one healers and coaches and talent shows and crazy like sack races and sleepover parties. So that's a great way to even like give yourself a bit of a jump start into a felt experience of what it's really like to step into your most authentic self.
I love it. That's fantastic. So now, is Connection Camp in one place, or does it move? Because we have global listeners. So does it move around, or is there a particular place?
Right now, we're just in Sussex, New Jersey, which is very easy to get to from Newark Airport, or you can even fly into New York. And it's June 13 to 16. And then if there are global listeners out there who think they can help gather 50 to 100 people in their own city or country, let's talk.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Amy. We're excited. We're so excited to do a connection activity later on. And Amy on the Facebook Live says, I want 2019 to be a year of growth and empowerment. Some areas I want to focus on are relationships, finance, fitness, health, and overall happiness. I will make 2019 a great year. And Amy Gallus brings up a good point, because if you have a lot of different areas, you can do one for each area, or you could do a big, huge planning board where you start out with just my life at the top and then make as many quadrants as you want to, or, do a separate one for each one. It's really just about how clear you allow yourself to be and how big you allow yourself to dream and how much you want to fill up that paper. And Giselle says, Candace, can you please share the links to all of your guests? And yes, I will definitely share. I'll definitely share Amy's link. Anybody else in the room who wants me to share a link, I always share them in the post later on, so we'll definitely do that. Robert says, wow, sounds nice. He says, this is very nurturing. Thank you, each one of you. Aw, thank you. I keep calling Robert Bobby, you guys, because he and I actually went to high school together. We're going back a few decades here with some of our listeners. So thank you, Robert, for being a support, and everybody else who's listening in and supporting. So I also want to talk to you. Was there anything else, Jamie, that we said we wanted to plug? We always want to talk about like the V Club and our classes that go on here. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, well, so we have some really exciting events coming up in January, actually. So first of all, next weekend we have a Tantra workshop, which we've never introduced here at the V Club before. We're really excited. Rachel Santos is going to be leading Tantra 101.
She's amazing.
Yay, Rachel.
Is. So look for that on our website, www.thevclub.com. Men and women are invited. And we have another workshop, actually led by Megwin, who's here.
She's
amazing.
Megwin, will you show your face a little so we can see you? Lean towards Amy a little bit and you'll be right in frame. And your lovely outfit. Megwin came hot, honey. Let me show you. Look how beautiful she looks. Go ahead, girl.
Megwin, why don't you talk about your workshop?
Your workshop.
Okay.
What are you want to come close? Right? Trying to bend into it. You guys don't mind if we shuffle around a little. It's what we do. Go ahead, Megwin. Hi, honey.
So my workshop is called Unlocking Orgasmic Portals Through Your Face and Body.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I love it already.
Yeah, so it's going to be a self-care workshop on helping to unblock the tension patterns that manifest in our face, because oftentimes when we're trying to regulate stress, it actually manifests in our face, in our jaw tension, in our eyes, in the connections around our voice. And so this class is going to help you to understand why that is and what actually the neurological connections are around that.
Okay.
And then you're also going to get to go home with a Satisfyer Pro 2.
A Satisfyer Pro 2. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. So what's a Satisfyer Pro 2?
Right? What is it?
Yes. Well, this class is specifically for the ladies.
Okay.
This one.
Okay.
And so the Satisfyer Pro 2 is a non-touch clitoral vibrator.
Non-touch.
Yes. So you're going to say, how does that work?
Okay, Suzanne, have you used it already, Suzanne? She's like,
I'm in a meaningful relationship with mine.
are you?
Yeah. So basically, this non-touch clitoral vibrator works with a wave-like pulse.
Okay.
So it draws out the clitoral glands, which are power-packed with 8,000 nerve endings. Oh, yeah.
Who knew? I didn't know that.
And basically, it awakens that connection, and it activates the central channel of the body, which in like one of the more tantric terms, it's like the energy that connects from our root and extends all the way up into our head and our face. So once you understand the connections of the face and the voice, you can really activate the energy of the Satisfyer. And I'll be teaching you a really simple meditation practice, actually, that you can do with your Satisfyer, which is also really, really great for releasing anxiety and to other kinds of, stress patterns that manifest.
That's amazing. So if you're in the New York area, you have to come to the V Club. Can you tell us the date again, Megwin, of your class?
That's on the 12th.
The 12th of January.
1 to 3.
From 1 to 3. All right. So we'll put the link in the comments here too for that class too. That's amazing. I think I might be coming to that class too. It sounds really exciting. And my friend,
it's a revolution.
And my friend Lisa, who will probably be listening later, that's her birthday. So that's your birthday present, honey. I'm bringing you too. We're both coming.
I forgot to mention also that besides the Satisfyer Pro 2, you're also going to get to go home with a facial alchemy kit.
Oh,
gosh.
Yeah. So that also includes a jade strigle. Oh. So that's a tool that's actually for releasing the tension patterns in the face. And also a very special concoction of Himalayan salt crystal and oil that's for activating the neurological connections in the body through the face. So
that's amazing.
It's gonna be yes. Bring your intentions, because I have to tell you that once we start plugging into the orgasm, that's when you can seriously manifest energy.
Yes, I've heard that before.
Yes.
I've always been like,
that's what I literally do use my Satisfier Pro for that
manifest.
particular purpose, is to really connect, through the sexual energy into just all the energy in the body.
Yeah.
And the more you open up that vulnerability through, releasing the tension patterns in the body and also in our mind, it really opens that up.
Oh, sounds fantastic. All right, so the V Club, we have all the greatest things. January 12th, 1 to 3, we have Megwin's class. Our hour is already almost up. What's that?
There's
that the link?
one more event I wanted to mention really quick. It's Feminine Power in the Boardroom and the Bedroom. So this is, her name is Anita, and how do you pronounce her last name, Megwin?
Boninger.
Yes, she's amazing, and she's she's got a following, and
she's amazing.
She is going to talk about gender dynamics, power dynamics in the workplace, and some tools for how to communicate around that, and lots more. So.
And what date is that one? We're going to put the link for that one in too. What date is that class?
Yeah, that's on January 9th. So it's going to be, I think it's a Wednesday evening.
Yeah.
And let's see what time it is. I think it's so it's going to be, 7 to 9.
7 to 9?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, so we'll put the link for that. I see Robert says very, very interesting. I think he was talking about what Megwin was talking about, and he says this explains some things. And Giselle says, I'll be coming to join you ladies one Monday night soon. Yes, every Monday night we are here for happy hour and the podcast, and you guys are always welcome. We have some ladies here who didn't want to be on camera. If you want to be, you can. If you don't want to be, you don't have to. We just love to have a juicy conversation. We have 1 minute left, you guys. Giselle says, thank you so much for this. It is a wonderful way to bring in the new year. Yes. It's just, it's a healthy alternative to, I always say what I used to do is just get drunk and be mad that the Uber cost so much. And then have to go get a foot massage within the next couple of days because I was in high heel shoes that I had no business hoofing around in. So, whatever. And then I'm hungover the next day. What we're doing here is actually starting out 2019 in a way that we can feel good about and feel committed to and intentional about. And why not? Why not have some pure positive energy? And there's one more event I want to tell you guys about in this 1 minute. Armed Radio Global, I know you're going to have to go. So just never forget you're a love machine. If you ever start to feel like you're not getting enough, just make more and ask for candy. So if you have to go, the Facebook Live people, anybody who's in the New York area, I'm teaching a class here at the V Club also on January 19th. It's my Peace, Purpose, and Partnership class. It's